Well, thank you all so much for helping my project. To get things started, why don't we have each of y'all say a little bit about yourselves? So Himjal, since you just happen to be first in the list that I have, why don't you go first?
Sure. Um I'm Himjal from Mumbai, India, and uh, I'm basically, I started in my career in consumer goods. I'm a science graduate, and then I stepped into entrepreneurship and started up a firm pertaining to arts by name of artzyme.com, wherein we help the local and Indian artisans to showcase and display their artworks. It can be paintings, home decor, and it's a marketplace for arts, original arts, and home decor. So again, I'll repeat the name. It's Artzyme, ARTZYME.com, and I'm now into my second startup, which is pertaining to consumer goods by name of TradeN.in, in which we help MSME, that is medium, small, micro enterprises, the regional businesses, companies, to expand their network across India and maybe down the line in a global way. So, you know, I've always thought about others, when I do my work or anything and everything. I always believe in teamwork and always, appreciate work done by others. I also am a strong believer of women empowerment. And yes, as far as, yeah, that's about it. I am quite keen and interested in space from my childhood. Yes, it was a dream. In fact, I posted one of the tweets also of the same, that while lying down on bed, could see the stars and moon, and thought, maybe, will I get a chance to travel to moon or travel in space itself. So yes, quite interested and inquisitive about space. That's
That
about me.
I feel like we could talk, hours just on those topics.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Um, Aparna, could you say a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, hi. So my name is Aparna and I'm Himjal's wife and co-founder of Artzyme. You just heard about the entire uh, uh, portal. And I'm an artist myself. I teach small children art. And now I'm beginning another initiative that is graphology, handwriting analysis. So I will be training people on writing analysis, graphology, and maybe go further into this science. And yeah, that's about me. And I'm a homemaker.
You mentioned that you're an artist. What kind of art do you make? Is it a painting, drawing, sculpture,
Yes.
all of it?
So yeah, so little bit of sculpture also, very on a very small scale, but mostly paintings and drawing.
And what's your favorite sort of thing to paint?
So basically, I like nature, landscape. So that's my favorite. And yeah, I love teaching the children. I really enjoy that. I've just started a year back, and I'm enjoying that work a lot because I see a lot of creativity in children, and in by teaching them, I'm learning a lot myself.
That's pretty neat. Vihan, can you say a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm in high school currently, studying in DG Ruparal College, and I'm 18 almost now. And I'm currently preparing for the entrance exams, such as JEE, and yeah, well, I'm very keen in space exploration, and like it was my childhood dream to become an astronaut.
What's your dream? Why don't you talk more in detail about it? That what have you planned? Where do you want to go and all that?
Well, for graduation, I want to study
No, you're in space. What is your dream?
to step on Mars.
Form a colony in Mars.
Yeah.
Uh, so what do you think that would be like? Uh, Going to Mars and forming a colony on Mars. Can you kind of maybe talk about uh, what attracts you to that and what you see as the hardships that would be involved?
Well, first of all, I'm attracted to it because it's very exciting. Traveling to a new planet and exploring. And well, the hardships would be many, such as the atmosphere doesn't have much oxygen. It does not have oxygen. It has basically carbon dioxide. So um, that, and it would be difficult to set up a base because there's a difference in gravitation, and from the earth, like, it is much less. So, and yeah, I'm just excited what the rover NASA has sent to Mars brings us information about.
Today there was a. I hope you all are aware that NASA sent across a box which could convert carbon dioxide to oxygen. It did it successfully today. That's the latest news of rover.
I was familiar with their project. I believe it's called MOXIE.
Max,
The
yeah.
Mars oxygen something something something. But I didn't realize they actually started trying that today and that it was successful. So that's news to me.
Yes. Of course. I've been following it quite closely. In fact, I would also means anything related to space quite keen, and also thanks to the NASA and majorly SpaceX space tourism program that they are coming up. They are launching 2023, 2024, uh, and which has been promoted by MZ, uh, along with Elon Musk, Dear Moon project. So,
Did y'all apply for the Dare Moon project?
yes, I've applied for Dear Moon projects.
Did Aparna and Vihan apply as well?
No, they have not applied. Vihan, because of the age factor, he was quite keen, but unfortunately, the age is still not touched 18.
Ah.
So this next month he'll touch it. Aparna has not, definitely.
Um, so coming back to sort of our plans to go to the moon in 2024, and NASA's plans is put people back on the surface of the moon in 2024 for the first time since 1972. Is this something that y'all had already heard about? I guess Himjal, maybe we'll start with you again.
Yes, I have heard of it, and that 2024 NASA is planning another, and already they have shortlisted the astronauts, the guys whom and the training has begun already. That's what I have heard of the last.
And how did you find out about it?
I follow NASA.
I mean, obviously with the up-to-date scoop about Moxie working this morning, that's um, and Aparna, what is this something that you were aware of?
Yeah, so I was aware of it thanks to Himjal because he keeps talking about it, and I'm here also because of that. Himjal keeps informing us, all of us. So yeah, that's how I know about it.
And widely how widely do you think it's known? Do you like if you go up to some of your friends and family and ask them, did you know that NASA is planning to send people back to the moon in 2024? What's the answer they would be likely to give?
So some of my friends are quite, as they also read a lot about it. So yeah, they are aware of it. I can say that a few of them.
And
See, from scale of 1 to 10, if I have to say, or 1 to 100, uh, in India, it might be maybe less than 20%. This is my opinion. I may be right, may not be right, but my opinion is not more than 20% is a limit that people would be aware that NASA is planning to send astronauts to moon. But I'm sure you should check with Vihan because he and his friends, that's the right target audience and generation Z that would know about it.
yeah, Vihan, is this something that you had heard about independently, or did you learn about it from your father, or how did you come to know that we were
About
planning to go to the
24.
moon? Yes.
No, I knew about it a long time ago. Like even I myself follow NASA, and like we all discuss, my friends, the few of them who are eager about space. So we discuss about it most of the time.
And what are the things that y'all usually discuss? Like which parts of it um, is a topic of conversation as you're hanging out with your friends and going between classes and that type of thing?
Um, like we have various interests, so we talk about space, about different about new these. I'm sorry, I just I'm not getting the word. And like about
Innovations, you mean.
innovations. Yeah, thank you. New innovations, and we also talk about soccer. So yeah.
Playing soccer on moon, is it?
Yeah, I wonder if you have to have a much a bigger field, or I wonder how that would be. These people playing soccer on the moon. I kind of uh, would you create a big airtight stadium and have them play like normal, or could you imagine them in astronaut outfits? Having to run across a field that's been
Yeah,
Well,
that is more interesting actually.
it would be interesting, but most probably the ball would fly away in the space because of the less gravity.
yeah.
So probably you can do some research and make a ball which can, which will stay out there and which with which you'll be able to play, something you need to invent.
And maybe you had to have some reaction control thrusters built into the ball to kind of make it come back to the court.
Yeah.
That could be kind of a fun thing to
some
try to
some
do.
magnetic. You can keep some magnetic poles and something. There can be a lot of innovations which can always be thought of once you step on moon. I also heard that that was another news which I just read, that the flag on the moon, earlier it was told that it had been kicked off, but I think it has been seen that the flag is still there out there on the moon. That is also something which I just read about it today.
Hmm, that's that's neat. Um, so what do you all think about us going back to the moon? Is this something that excites you, or is this something that you're like, why are we doing this? Because we have all these problems down here on Earth, or what's your thoughts? And maybe this time we'll go in opposite order. So, Vihan, you wanna maybe share your thoughts on that?
Sure. Actually, I think it would be really exciting because we can always explore new things because now the technology has advanced, so we would be we would be able to explore the moon better and try some experiments which can be more ideal on the moon. And yeah, well, I think I think science I'm sorry. I
Oh,
hope.
no, no worries. Take your time.
Yeah,
No, you continue talking, Vian. What you want to say, you can just.
sorry.
You can continue what you wanted to say. No issues. You can take a break and continue.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Zoom doesn't have a translator.
Well, I mean, just to the question of, there's a lot of starving people in the world. Uh, Humanity sending people off to the moon, a lot of people are saying, that could feed a lot of people. Um, so how can we sort of approach this issue, this topic that on one hand we have a segment of the population that's reaching further and going into space, but then we have another a set of the population that's still struggling to have their basic needs met. And I was wondering how you approach that problem.
Who needs to answer? Vihan. Yeah.
Um, well, how about let's open it up to anybody who has an opinion.
So what I feel here is, of course, this progress in technology and going to the moon and traveling to Mars and all is, it's beautiful, it's amazing. And of course, there are many people on this earth, it's their dream to do something like this. And one of them is Vihan. So it is very exciting. But yes, again, this pandemic and people who are suffering, and there is a lot of people who are who don't have their basic necessities. Of course, even that has to be thought of. But I think again, like these two topics, it's a never-ending conversation, never-ending debate, because definitely there are people who want to go ahead and reach the moon and reach wherever they stay. And yeah, so whoever can afford can just go ahead, I feel.
And Himjal, what's your point of
Yes.
view?
See, I would go back to first I would like to go back. The first time when man stepped on moon, it was basically that time US and Soviet Union Cold War was on, and it was who does it first. The Soviet guys stepped in space first, Yuri Gagarin. And then those things kept on happening, and US could land Neil Armstrong, Edward Aldrin team on moon. So during those times, that was a thing, and then the Cold War ended, and so this missions and all stopped probably. Then there was unity amongst all the nations, and the space station and everything got created. So now, it, frankly speaking, going in space and all had never stopped. That was continuing process, and that process should continue. Uh, Humanity overall has progressed, man has progressed, and it requires to move ahead. And it's like you should not restrict anything. I know some of the US senators are against man going on moon and spending, whereas there are a lot of issues out here and all they preach around. But at the same time, this misery of the world is never going to end. We have been seeing that for generations now. So, both the things have to happen simultaneously. You can't have that, people suffering. Yes, we need to take care. The most important is, action that if the misery has to end, if everyone is provided the basic amenities, the food, shelter, clothing, then automatically those things get ended. And the governments need to work towards that. When the corruption comes down, automatically these things will come down. And so those things will keep on evolving, but at the same time, due to the technological advancement, human race needs to explore a lot of other things. You should not be, it's something like just by staying on earth, it is like a frog in a well kind of a story. So I completely support that there has to be exploration in space. People should not only go to moon, will be definitely, being a satellite of earth. uh, you can come to know a lot of other things while stepping on the other planets also. This will be quite helpful. So the first step is to step on the moon, and the next, as the missions are planned for Mars, and later on maybe Venus or whatever, those are the things that need to be planned. And if you plan these things now, maybe actual thing may happen 50, 100 years later. So it's a continuous process, and you don't know, 100, 200, 300 years down the line, uh, you know earth as such, majority part is covered by water, and the way the glaciers are melting and all that, you don't know what is going to happen on earth. So thinking of the future generation and all, it's always good to continue the exploration of space.
And it's pretty amazing, what's happening with SpaceX and the Starship. Not only does it look like it might allow for the four of us to actually go into space within maybe the next 10 years, but you could also use it to travel from India to the US in 30 minutes. So, 10 years from now, we could have had this interview in person and I could still be home by dinner.
Absolutely, absolutely. Zoom will not be required. People who have invested in Zoom will be cribbing about it.
Now, I know the answer to the next question for Himjal and Vihan. If it was safe and affordable, would you go in space? Of course, Himjal applied for the Dare Moon project, and Vihan said that he dreams of becoming astronaut. But Aparna, what about you? Would you go to space?
So as a child, I have always dreamt of this. I was always interested in space. So in the geography, the subject geography, all I could relate to was space and planets. So I would love to. I definitely would love to go. In fact, I have had dreams. Actually, I have dreamt that I am flying into space and I'm able to see all the planets. somehow it has been a childhood dream, and I have actually dreamt it also. So I would love to go, definitely.
And so when Vihan is immigrating to Mars, setting up that million person city on Mars, do you see yourself going along?
Absolutely. I will be the first one to go with him.
That's awesome. That's
Citizenship, we'll take the citizenship.
it'll be an interesting time. I got a feeling it's going to be very difficult at first. Kind of this technological poverty would be kind of like the best way of describing it. Uh, High tech, but very little personal kind of comforts and
So
goods.
Nathan, I have a question if you don't mind.
Oh, please.
Couple of them, but the first one would be, what is your main intent for doing this project, or what your survey that you are doing? What is the main intent, and uh, where will it lead you to? What? How many such surveys have you already done, and how many you're planning to do? for
Right. So I began the project on December 17th, 2019, of interviewing a person a day to the end of 2024. And I had a couple of specific roles. One is I would interview a new person each day, and two is I would interview them in person. So my plan was to interview people at coffee shops, at the mall, and on the streets, and I did that from December to the middle of March. And then, like any good plan, uh, you have these lockdowns that happen, which made me had to resort to doing them online. But I'm happy to say that, um, with the vaccinations becoming more available here in the US, I know around the world there's challenges. People are feeling a little bit more confident about meeting up in person now. So I'm able to interview people in person on the weekends and sometimes during the week. So that's kind of good.
But
What
it's
is
a boon in disguise, right? For you, that probably you would have interviewed more of the Americans. Would the pandemic not have started? Now
you're
you can interview across the world
You're
through Zoom.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I did have the benefit though of traveling to the UK during my February. So I got to interview people in London and in York and in Edinburgh whenever I was visiting. So that's kind of neat. But since moving online, I've interviewed people in India, in Pakistan, in South Africa, in Australia, in Chile, Mexico, Canada, all around the world. So it's been kind of amazing. My original goal was to really make it a personal improvement project. There's many goals. um, I have been working at home before everybody else was for 2 years before that, and I wanted a project that would get me out of the house, talking to people in person. Now we all want a project that will get us out of the house, talking to people in person, but that's a different story. Where will it take me? I don't know. I have learned so much. I've met so many people. I see the whole thing as being a time capsule for people that are looking at this time 100 years from now, wondering what people were thinking right before this new space age. Um, I imagine a high schooler at that city in Mars doing a project, having to talk about what were people on Earth thinking in 2021. And they come across a set of videos and they're like, got my project. So that's kind of the thing.
So you are linked to some NASA or something, or you're
Not
doing
at
this
all.
independently?
It is strictly a personal project. I'm a software developer by trade, and I did start this North Houston Space Society. We have monthly meetings where we have somebody from space come talk, and we talk about the latest space news. It sounds like a group you would completely like. Maybe we should start one where you are. Um,
Would love to.
that would be fantastic. And I'm just interested in space. I keep dreaming about maybe going to work at SpaceX someday, but I see
You
how
need to
long
move to Texas.
I'm in Texas.
Okay, great. So then
Yeah,
I'm sure Elon Musk is looking out for people in Texas to join
I
him.
yeah. In fact, I went down and saw his facilities, from the road, and it was neat seeing the Starship. I saw SN11 before it took off. We were there in March, so that
Wow,
was kind of neat.
great.
In fact, maybe I can share with you some of uh, my photos so that you can see. Uh, Share screen. So, oops, need to figure out some way to scroll. There we go.
Yeah, we can
Um,
see.
so this is you really can't see too much of it, but this
Yeah,
is
we can. Yeah.
where they're building it. But this is the SN 11 prototype.
Wow. Okay.
Um, Seems I'm in some type of selection mode. So we had gone out there to see that. So that's kind of neat. Uh, that's my younger son. He's also just about to go to university. He's finishing up his
Okay.
high school. So I think he's probably within a few months of Vihan's age. Um, and anyway, so that was that.
Great.
Well,
So he is planning to go to University of California.
he is going to go to Cornell up in New York.
Cornell. Okay. Okay.
Uh, he's excited about that, and we are too. So-
Vian's dream is to, do his post graduation in MIT.
Oh, that's a really good school. I hope you're able to do that.
Thank you.
A lot of hard work required.
Hard work and a bit of luck too. So, of course, hard work improves your luck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, well, I really appreciate y'all's time. Is there anything that y'all wanted to add that we didn't get to talk about?
Perfectly fine. I think I'm okay. If anything else or something you would like to share, please do.
Yeah, I really appreciate y'all signing up and coming here. I know it's like, what is he going to talk about? What's going to happen? But it's meant to be a chance to allow for us to kind of
Anytime we are coming out there, in US or Texas or somewhere, we'll shoot a mail to you.
yeah, please do. I'd love to show you all around. We could go down to Boca Chica and see the latest Starship test flight. And we got the Johnson Space Center where you can see
Yeah.
mission control and where the astronauts do their training, where Vihan might be spending a lot of his 20s and 30s. So you could go ahead and give that a preview. And lots of other things we have here, like
And if you happen to come to India or something, you can definitely send across a mail or something and can show
awesome.
you across. Yeah.
I've been to India 3 times. I've been to Bangalore and Mumbai and Ujjain. Where do y'all live?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay, awesome. Do you know Chembur?
Yeah, Chembur. Yeah.
So my wife's family has a lot of her family members live out in Chembur.
Okay. So is she Indian or something, or Indian
Yes,
origin?
she's Indian. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So yeah, my sons they have Indian middle names. My oldest one is Stephen Vijay Price, and my younger one is Christopher Sunil Price. So there.
Okay, okay, okay. That's great.
Yeah. But definitely, I have to look you up in Mumbai.
Yeah, we stay at Andheri. So
Okay. How far away is that from Chembur?
maybe half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
in Mumbai, because of the traffic and all, we don't talk in kilometers and miles. We talk in time. How much time it will take.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could fly, it'd take probably like 5 minutes, but because you have to go by car.
Yeah, no, so there are metros and other metros and all started now, so the time is getting cut short.
Yeah, there's I right by in Chembur there was the metro line station. I had ridden on it, and that's
Yeah.
kind of neat. But, well, good deal. Until we meet in person or online again.
Sure. Anytime. We can meet online also. Anything in future or even any queries or something, please feel free.
Awesome. Well, thank you all very much, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening, and wish all well.
Thanks.
Thank
So
you.
will you be publishing this somewhere or something?
Yes, all the interviews I've done go on countdowntothemoon.org. And there you can see the 400 and 3 interviews I've done so far.
Countdown to the Moon, is it?
92, yes.
So that's a site or how is it?
Countdowntothemoon.org.
.org. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough. And we'll see ourselves. along with-
absolutely.
Okay. Okay,
So it was
Nathan.
nice talking to you,
Nice.
Nathan.
Good to, yeah. Aapse milkar bahut khushi hui.
Dhanyawad.
Okay,
हमें भी बहुत खुशी हुई. So thank you.
thank you. Fir milenge.
Give our regards to your family. Thanks.
Bye.
Absolutely. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye
See you.
bye.